Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Strategy Game Podcast. I'm your host, Lauren Shippey, and today we're going to be talking about really the realization that I know I had, and I'm hoping that this is helpful for you too, as I was writing the book about being seen, known, and heard. And um, I realized that I always felt like there was a longing for more deep down. And I wondered if underneath all of us, we don't all have this and maybe don't realize that we have it, right? Some of us, according to the depth in which we operate on a daily basis, um, could have this, and some just it be underlying and not realize that it's there. But it's a longing really to be for people to recognize us, a longing for recognition. So, and I think that's connected to people seeing us and people hearing us and people knowing us. And so some of us might deflect maybe by not sharing. Some of us may overcompensate by seeing others and serving them to the point of exhaustion. Some of us might think that we have the connection in our lives because we have lots of friends, but it's only on the surface. And I'm wondering if there's more. I'm wondering if we're overcompensating or we're deflecting by keeping things on the surface level because we're afraid. Maybe there's some fears in there, but I think there's a longing subconsciously in many cases to truly be seen, to have someone or people in our lives or God acknowledge us right where we are, to be heard, to listen for the things that we're saying and we're not saying, um, and to be truly known. Can you think of a friend, maybe it's a lifelong friend, and I write about this in the book, that knows you and you don't even have to say anything? So they know you so well that they know the expression on your face indicates where you are at any given moment. Um, and so you don't even have to say anything, but they just know where you are. And it's just this understood thing. Doesn't it feel so good when you just don't even have to use words and they just get it? Um, those are valued relationships in your life that are so needed on a regular basis. So I would encourage you right now, if you're not or haven't spent time with them recently, just to do that, because just even spending time being in that place is feels like a relief. And that's what I write it at some point in the book, is like, feeling recognized or feeling seen, known, or heard. It feels like coming home. Like it feels like the ultimate comfort when you're so understood without having to say anything at all. Now, for some of you, this might scare you a little bit as you read it. Um, and you might feel like some fear or some block or some resistance rising up inside of you. But I want to gently nudge you to keep going to the other side. Um, we might think, I'm too busy for this. I don't really need this in my life. Like, I'm good. But I would really encourage you to just peel back the layers just a bit, um, and see what's underneath the surface. Because I think the more we get um, comfortable with asking ourselves uncomfortable questions, the more we can get into a rhythm of doing that and going to the other side, getting to the other side. And some of us are afraid to dive into the deep end of ourselves because we don't know where it's going to go. And we know there's stuff under there that um, that we don't know how we're going to respond to, or maybe we don't know what to do with it if we bring it up. But I would just encourage you to keep going because it's just you. There's nobody else here. You're safe in this space. And as I was writing this, the book, The Emperor's New Clothes, like that kid's book, where he just finds himself with no pants, like walking around school at one point, or has some kind of, but it turns out it was just a dream, right? So, like, that's not you here. Like, this is just a space where it's just you. Um, and so I'd encourage you to just start to think about what you really would like and how you'd like to be seen, known, and heard, and who you're craving that from. Like, who are you craving to be seen, known, and heard from? And that might be able to tell you a lot about it. And if you have a notebook, feel free to pull it out, or you can listen back to this episode later and make a list of the people that surround you, and think about each one of them, and think about what you're really craving from them. Is it recognition? Like, hey, I just want them to see me working so hard here doing this. Or um, is it validation? Like, I just wish they would tell me they're proud of me, or I'm doing a good job, and think about the things that you'd really crave to hear. And this is just the beginning, but um, it doesn't mean that you'll get it. But by recognizing it, you're at least aware of it. You're aware of the craving. And as we go through this journey, you're going to learn too that you can give that to yourself, and it's a gift. And then you no longer have to crave or seek it from the outside, because you can have it for yourself. And so so thanks for listening in today. I hope this was helpful for you. I will drop any links in the show notes, and we'll talk to you soon.